Yes, my dear student. Once again, I am beginning from the lecture only, people. That in the beginning, we know people very well that today the technology is used by the banks a lot. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. And most of the people you know very well that today we are using the bank as one of the primary source people for all the money laundering activity. If the bank people generally fails to provide the proper protection against the money laundering, then that could be a tremendously disaster. And bank has to figure out some solution for this. If the bank is not keeping people, its security system high, or it is not maintaining the proper system people, then that could cause a tremendous disaster to the bank's reputation also, clients' data also, and many other things, people. Say this. Negative publicity, damage to the reputation, loss of goodwill, regulatory sanction, and adverse effects on the bottom line. All are the possible consequences, people. In such scenario, when the bank fails to provide proper, what my dear student, anti-money laundering system, if bank could prevent this, then definitely people money laundering could be stopped in a very perfect and better manner. Understood? Yes, sir. Second one, people, bank faces the challenges of the addresses threats like money laundering on a multiple fronts. Why? Because nowadays people are using what? People are depositing the money into the different names. They are creating multiple accounts. They are transferring funds from the one account to another account in a such a manner so that they can obscure, they can avoid people the maximum penalties, maximum trials, okay, audit trails from the bank. Like bank will not check their transaction, and that's it. They could be able to convert their black money into white. Further, people, with the regulators adopting the stricter regulations on the bank and enhancing their enforcement efforts, banks are now using the special fraud and risk detector softwares, people, by which they would be able to, give it to the proper service to our customers, tell to the customers, okay, please do not do any type of money laundering activity. And if customer tries to do any type of money laundering activity, then he will be immediately caught also. Are you clear till here, people? Okay, yes. Further, people, the major money of money laundering is generally used for financing the terrorism activities only, and that is one more people, dangerous way of doing all these things. Like money laundering, it's becoming little bit dangerous on this front also. That most of the time, these money laundering activities are used for financing the terrorism, anti-social activities. Serious. Money to fund the terrorist activity moves through the global financial system via electronic fund transfer. In and out, personal and business accounts are generally used for all these things. Are you clear till here? Yes, sir. Further, people, the next concept which you are required to learn, it's called as the Information Technology Act. Now, listen to this act very carefully, people. Okay, in which people the entire IT Act they had shifted to chapter number 1. So in chapter number 1, I am going to teach you entire IT Act also. But right now, people, we are going to learn only one small definition, that is a cyber crime. What do you mean by cybercrime, my dear charters? Cybercrime refers to any crime which is committed, people, where the use of where the use of computer took place. So whenever we are using people computer as a means of committing the crime, and it is called as what, my dear chartered? Cybercrime. Cybercrime's definition is given over here, people. We need to record the definition. So please concentrate and learn very carefully. Offenses that are committed, people, against the individual or a group of individual. Okay, that means you are conducting some offense, yes sir, against a common individual or a group of individual. You are targeting to a one person, or you are targeting to an entire organization or many peoples. Okay, with a criminal motive, where your motive is very much clear that you want to do some criminal activity, and intentionally, people, intentionally you are trying to harm someone. You are creating those things by which you can harm to the someone. Okay, yes sir. Intentionally harm the reputation of the victim or cause financial or mental harm, okay, or loss to the victim directly or indirectly by using today's modern telecommunication network such as like internet, chat rooms, emails, notice board, groups, or even, my dear chattered, mobile phones. So if today you are conducting a prank also with someone, But because of that prank, people, if another person faced any issues, then he has a full right to file a suit against you people for the cyber crime. Computers, if I'm using people to put the viruses in your phone people, then that could be also nothing but called as what? Cyber crime. So always remember people, when any crime is committed and in that crime, if mobile phone or internet chat rooms or computer is used, my dear charters, and that will be called as purely cyber crime. Am I very clear to all my dear charters? Yes? Okay. Now the second one people comes as classification of cyber crimes given by United Nations. United Nations, you know very well. Yes, sir. They have prepared people entire list of cybercrime. Thanks to the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, who had kept a very small amount of people, of what, sir, cybercrimes for us from the United Manual. In United Manual, people, a list is too large. But you need to refer only 4 or 5 types of cybercrimes, and that will be considered as a cybercrime as per United Nations Manual. 3 questions will be asked to you. What is the computer-related offenses? Computer-related offenses provided under Section 43 and computer-related offenses specified by United Nations. So please, my dear children, read the question very carefully, what they are asking. Regarding computer-related offenses, we are going to learn in chapter number 1. So right now, be relaxed and refer only the content which is available. Okay? Yes, sir. See this. First one, committing the fraud by manipulation into input, output, and throughput. Throughput refers to, my dear child, process. Refers to what, my dear child? Process. So when anybody people does the changes into the computer in an input section, in an output section, or in a process section, so that the computer does not take the proper input, does not generate the proper output, or does not process the data accurately. If you are changing anything, either input, either process, either output, any of them or all of them, then in such scenario, people, you will be put behind the bars for what? Such cybercrime, because that will be considered as a cybercrime. Understood, my dear child? Yes, sir. Second most important thing, people, if you are conducting forgery, what is forgery? Duplicate documents. If you are creating a duplicate images, duplicate audio videos, duplicate people currency, or duplicate documents, if it is forgery people, then again you will be put behind the bar because you are conducting again the same thing. That is nothing but people cybercrime under United Manual method. Understood, my dear charters? So computer forgery means creating duplicate softwares or anything, changing the images or data stored in a computer. That is called as what, my dear student? Sir, again, cybercrime as per United Nations Manual. Are you there with me, my dear charters? Is audible now perfectly, people, to everyone? I'm so sorry for the glitch that you faced, people. I'm so sorry for this. Further, third one, people, intentionally, suppose intentionally, if I am creating the damage people to any computer data or program by using the computer viruses or logic bomb, then that will also be called it as what, my dear student? Sir, that will be also called it as cybercrime as per United Nations manuals. Agree, my dear student? Now, what do you mean by the deliberate damage causing due to viruses? Let me tell you, people. A very simple thing, okay? A small people, it is a credit goes to Pakistan. Pakistan was the first country, people, who had actually made the first virus. Understood? Yes. The first virus was made by the Pakistan. 2 brothers were there, whose name is the Alvi brothers. And they were the people given with the, credit of creating the virus. Okay, sir. The virus which was spread to the entire world or not was the first I love you virus. Okay. Yes, that was the love letter virus, which I'll explain you later on. Don't worry about it. Okay. Yes, sir. Moving further, my dear charters. Logic bomb. Now, what do you mean by the logic bomb? Logic bomb is nothing, my dear student, but it is purely a method where you can put some condition in a small coding language and insert this coding language into anyone's PC. Say for example, I'll tell you people, it is very easy to create the computer logic virus by using Notepad. By using the Notepad people, you can create the virus, and in that virus, what will happen, you know? In that virus, people suppose I put the condition that delete all data if balance sheet total exceeds 2 crore. Like this type of condition people, I can design in a coding language, and I just need to send that coding language file to you. If you suppose double clicked on that file will automatically stored in your C drive, and then it will constantly monitor the software, okay, which I had targeted. Suppose if you are using Tally, then I targeted Tally. That if the total of the Tally balance sheet goes above this 2 crore, delete all data. So it will delete all the data. Logic bomb people can also be time based also. I can write it on very small coding people. I can send that file to you. If I am sending that file, you just need to do only one thing. Sir, what we need to do? Double click people. What do you need to do? Double click to that file. That file will be automatically installed in your PC. Fantastic. And suppose if the time I had decided 180 seconds, then after every 180 second people, your PC will restart. That is, people we call it as a logic bomb. So if I am inserting viruses or logic bomb people in any PC through the means of harming the someone people, definitely, then that will be amounts to what people? Cybercrime as per United Nations manual. Am I very clear to all my dear charters? Agreed? Yes. Suppose people, if I am using your computer without your permission, you had not given me any permission, but still people, I am using your computers, okay, then it is called as unauthorized access to the computers people. By what? First of all, the hacking also, and obviously people, without your permission, if I am using your computer, then it is unauthorized access. In both the cases, I am doing unauthorized access or I am doing unauthorized access by hacking people, getting the entry into in your system and taking away your password will again amounts to what? Sir, that will again amounts to cybercrime only as per United Nations manual. Am I very clear to you, my dear charters? Say yes. Yes, sir. Please keep on responding, people. Okay. Yes, sir. Further, my dear charters, the next concept comes to you is unauthorized production, reproduction of computer programs, that is software, and software piracy. What is piracy, my dear charter? Piracy refers to using pirated version of software. What is a pirated version of software? Now, every company or every software company, when they develop any software, people, they sell it into the market for some fees, for some charging money, so that they can earn. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? If I am a software engineer, if I am working hard, if I am developing the software, what would be my first criteria? Sir, your first criteria to make tremendous profit. Yes or no? Yes, sir. But right now, people suppose if you crack that software and you are using the cracked version, then I am losing my revenue. Yes or no? Yes, sir. And that will be nothing but, my dear chartered. We called it as what? Sir, we call it as software piracy, using pirated version of software. You know, people, Friday, Bollywood launches the movie. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Hollywood also brings the movie. Yes, sir. And most importantly, Tollywood also brings the movie. Yes or no? Yes, sir. What happens on the same day, late evening? Sir, that movie will be available in our phone, and that too, sir, purely in HD version. Yes, or no? Yes, sir. Credit goes to, sir, credit goes to thanks to many websites where the this kind of movies are available. Yes, or no? Yes. But let me tell you, my dear charters, you are doing something a criminal activity over here also. Agree? Yes, sir. And that is called a software piracy. Am I very clear to all my dear charters still here? Agree? Yes, people. I kindly request everyone to please read this concept very fast, very quick. Done, people. Okay. Next one, my dear students, please concentrate very carefully. Now we are going to learn about the short note on a Banking Regulation Act. Banking Regulation Act was passed in the year of 1949, people. By using this act, people, RBI, Reserve Bank of India, controls all the commercial banks as well as cooperative banks in India. Earlier, when the Banking Regulation Act 1949 was formed, people, only and only commercial banks were getting controlled. But later on, RBI comes to know that there is the biggest frauds are going in cooperative banks. So in 1965, people, the act was amended. They added one more section called as Section 56, and in which they said that multi-state cooperative banks simple, will be now regulated by RBI. Understood? Licensing procedures and everything is controlled by RBI only. But suppose people, if it is a cooperative bank, which is operating earlier, not now, earlier, in single state only, then that was controlled by state government. You know, people, recently, few years back, you had seen the one scam people of PMC, Punjab Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. Okay, PMC Bank fraud was there. Now, PMC Bank fraud, when happened to people, immediately people started asking the question to state government only. Because generally, state government is the only organization, people, which manages the cooperative banks. But after that, the RBI has changed its fundamental. Now, each and every bank's people are coming under the jurisdiction of RBI only. For each and every bank, rules and regulations will be framed by RBI. You know, people, RBI also take care to see that whether your shareholding pattern is proper or not, whether the directors are properly appointed or not, whether the organization is doing business properly or not, what should be the criteria for appointing the board of directors, what is the shareholding pattern, if any moratorium condition has to be applied, then moratorium control will be applied by RBI. Sir, what do you mean by this controlled moratorium or moratorium? Moratorium refers to people how much you can disperse the funds. RBI can restrict you people from disbursing the funds also. Today, you know very well, people, that many banks are now getting merged. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. So all the mergers and everything, my dear chartered, will be completely taken care by RBI only. Understood? Yes, sir. Serious people, now it will be too easy for you to understand. The Banking Regulation Act 1949 is the legislation in India that regulates all the firms in India. Initially, the law was applicable only to the banking companies, but in 1965 it was amended to make it applicable to cooperative banks and to introduce other changes also. So 1949 was the act, people, amended in the year of which, sir, 1965. Further, my dear charters, the act provides the framework within which the commercial banking in India is supervised and regulated. Now, maximum student is having the one confusion. Okay, sir, what is that confusion? Sir, what is that confusion? Confusion is that, my dear child, that sir, RBI Act 1934 is also there, na? So let me tell you, my dear charters, one thing very clearly. RBI Act 1934 actually helps RBI to function normally. Understood? How the RBI should work, how the RBI should do appointment of people, how the RBI should react in the different situation. Now, that will be people, my dear chartered, provided under the RBI Act. So RBI Act 1934 is actually regulating RBI only. And Banking Regulation Act 1949 people helps RBI to regulate all commercial banks and cooperative banks in India. Understood, my dear charters? 100%? Okay. The Act gives the Reserve Bank of India power to issue the license to bank, to have the regulations over the shareholding and voting rights of the shareholders, supervise the appointment of boards and management, regulate the operations of bank, lay down these instructions for audit. Lay down means provide. Okay, yes. Control moratorium, mergers and liquidations. If bank wants to get it merged or liquidation, then that will be also covered by dear charters only and only by Sir RBI. Yes. issue of directives in the interest of public good and banking policies to be there. And if banks does not follow proper rules and regulations, then accordingly penalty will also be charged. Am I very clear to all of you, my dear charters? Yes? Okay. See this, people. In 1965, the Act was amended to introduce the cooperative banks under its purview by adding Section 56. So Section 56 was added when it was amended. When it was amended, my dear charters? Sir, in 1965. Agree? Yes, sir. Cooperative banks, which were operated only into the one state, are formed and run by the state government. But RBI controls its licensing and regulates the business operation. Okay. Yes, sir. The Banking Act was supplemented to the previous acts related to the banking. Agree? Yes, sir. Earlier of 1949 also, people, we had an act, those who were controlling the banks in India. But that was not enough. So when we formed the banking regulation in 1949, previous laws provisions were also carried out. Some way example I want to give you, people. Like Companies Act 2013 is there, yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. But it is containing the provision of Companies Act 1956 also, yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. The Companies Act 1956 was, sir, earlier one act, and based on which, sir, new acts are formed. Agree? Same thing is written. Further, RBI has been proactive in providing the periodic guidelines. RBI provides the proactive and periodic guidelines of technology also, people. Okay. If you see, people, in India, entire NEFT, RTGS, everything is regulated by whom? Sir, it is entirely regulated by RBI only. Yes, my dear children. What kind of technology banks should adopt? That guidelines will be also issued by RBI. If you want to deploy IT system in your business, then how you can deploy that? It is also, my dear charters, provided by the RBI only. Am I very clear to all my dear charters? Say this. How it also facilitates the banks by providing specific guidelines on the technology framework, standards, and procedures covering the aspects of functioning and computerization of banks in India. Earlier, we were maintaining every record manually, people, but today we are maintaining every record electronically. The credit entirely goes to only and only one, my dear charter, and that is RBI. Am I very clear to you, people? Yes, sir. RBI also provides the technology platform like NEFT, RTGS, and other centralized for processing the record on a timely manner. Am I very clear to you, people? Yes, sir. Further, people, we are having Negotiable Instrument Act of 1881, that is called as NI Act. Okay. Yes. Now, what is this, people? NI Act. Let me tell you in a very simple way. This one, Negotiable Instrument Act, is covering one most important aspect, and that is a check. Okay. Whatever the checks are issued, okay, by the banks or by the customer people, are getting purely people treated as a negotiable instrument. And thereby, people, you need to know about the Negotiable Instrument Act of 1881 also at a glance. At a glance, we'll do a small introduction about it. Am I very clear to you, my dear chartered? Say yes, yeah, no. Yes, sir. Okay. Moving further, people, to the next concept. Now you can refer it this people check system. A very small concept is there. At least I can keep that much for you. Yes, sir. No issues. Now, my dear chartered, moving ahead to the question number 4040. A very, very, very interesting question. Question is regarding people short note on RBI regulations. You know, people, RBI Act is passed in the year of 1934 only, but RBI came into force on the first day of April 1935. Before the RBI people to be introduced in India, we had one bank called as the Imperial Bank of India. The Imperial Bank of India people was having very wide network of branches and all. Okay, they were operating very nicely. The Imperial Bank of India. Okay, yes. So government decided to convert this Imperial Bank of India into what? Reserve Bank of India. But then they find it out it is very difficult. It is very difficult. So what should we do for this? They decided to form one new entity only. So they formed the entity in the year people 1934. But entity started operation from the first day of April 1935. Now, whenever people are talking about the RBI, so it controls In accordance with the people, provision of Reserve Bank of India's Act of 1934. Yes, people. So once again, repeating the concept, people, that RBI was established in the year of 1934 through the Act of RBI Act of 1934. But you know, people, the act was passed in the Parliament, and organization came into existence, people, in 1935. Am I very clear to all my dear charters? Agree? Yes, sir. Okay. Further, my dear charters, the basic functions of RBI is most importantly three. First one, to issue all the currency notes in India. Starting, my dear charters, from rupees 2 to rupees 2000, all currency notes are issued by Sir RBI only. Yes, my dear chartered. Only 1 rupee note is issued by central government. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. And it is signed by people, Financial Secretary, okay, of India. Yes, sir. None of the minister, always remember people, our currency is never signed by any minister. Okay? Yes, sir. Further, second people, keeping the reserve with an intention of securing the monetary stability in India. So we are maintaining the foreign exchange reserves also. Yes, sir. And thanks to people, our new government, starting from, if I am discussing from 2014 onwards, if you can check it out, our foreign exchange reserves are increasing like anything. Foreign investment is getting attracted so much. Multiple companies are coming nowadays, people to India to do the business because they are finding now India as a place of a tremendous opportunity, best market, and best technology availability. Plus, a quite cheap labor. All these factors, people are asking the foreign banks and foreigners to come and to invest in India. When they are coming in India, people, automatically they are helping us to increase our foreign reserves. Are you getting my point of view? Yes, sir. But my dear charters, there was a one question was asked by one student early in the morning back only. I just would like to discuss with you also. That sir, if we are having tremendous good this reserves, then sir, why we are having this petrol price so much hiked? So let me tell you people, there is a no relationship between these two. Having the foreign reserves, it doesn't mean that people, the price of the petrol could be reduced. Are you getting my point of view? Yes. First of all, the petrol diesel price is market regulated, not regulated by anyone. And second most important thing, earlier, if the government has taken the action regarding what my dear charters, like giving the alternative energy source or by doing solar plants and others, or earlier only they had adopted electronic vehicles in India, then definitely this could not be an issue today. Understood? Yes, sir. Further, you know, third one, people. Third one is to operate people, currency, and credit system in India. How much loan should be given to which department will be decided by RBI only. Controlling the inflation in India is also the responsibility of RBI only. We many times thoughts na, why RBI is not printing the currency and giving to all this beggar here. If I would be a people governor na, of RBI, definitely, sir, I had printed so much currency and I had distributed in baggers like anything that they will never require to bag only. Yes, people. In such scenario, then we will start bagging. Are you getting my point of view? Yes, sir. You can refer the Venezuela for this people. You can refer the country Somalia for this. These countries are the best example where the currencies are printed like anything. If you remember, people, 3 years back, not 3 years back, sorry, uh, World Cup. Okay, yes. If you refer the people to World Cup back, Kenya was a team people. Right now they are not coming to play on the ground only. Zimbabwe was a team people. Right now they are not coming in that group only. What is the reason? What thing was there, people? The reason is only one, that inflation in that country. Same way over here, people. If Indian government started printing the currencies and started distribution the currency in a people on a large scale, then that could be again a same issue, people, which India will face, like what Venezuela and what right now Kenya, Zimbabwe are facing. Somalia is facing. Okay. Yes. See this. The primary objective of banking and financial service is to undertake consolidated supervision. What is consolidated? It will keep a watch on every activity. It will keep a watch on each and every activity. Understood, Charter? Yes, sir. Financial sector comprising of commercial banks. Yes, sir. Second, financial institution. Yes, sir. And also non-banking finance companies. Sir, what is the difference between these three? Commercial banks, financial institution, and NBFC. Can you give the example? Yes, my dear child. When bank is there, commercial bank is there, they accept the deposits and they lend the funds. Financial institution, they issue shares, debenture, deposits, and other things in the market. They collect the funds from the public and then they give the loans. Generally, financial institution gives the loan to the corporate house and bank gives the loans to both corporate house also as well as to individual also. And third one, people, the very important one is NBFC, non-banking financial companies. These are the my dear chartered companies which are actually purely non-banking in nature. They do not accept the deposit. They do not take the people's money. Instead of that, people they provide the loans to the people by keeping the some security as a collateral from them. Example: Diwan Housing Finance Limited is one of the best example. You can also take the example of this one, LIC Home Finance. Yes, sir. Housing Finance. So these are the people NBFC, Bajaj Finserv, from which you are taking your some product on the credit. Yes, yeah, no. Yes, sir. So that is called as what, my dear student? NBFCs, non-banking financial companies. Am I very clear to you? Regarding HDFC, regarding people ICICI. So ICICI Bank is also there, but when you see people on the some movies end, title end, when the movie ends, they say that our financial partner ICICI only that. They will not write it on the bank. IDBI is same. IDBI is bank also, and IDBI is a financial institution also. So these are the two separate entities. Are you clear with this? Yes, sir. All three are clear to you, my dear charters. 100%. Will you please recall and revise these 3 points very quickly, please? Please read it. Done, people. Okay. Moving ahead to my dear charters to the next one. Okay. Yes, sir. The next one, it's my people charters, is the key functions of RBI, Reserve Bank of India's key function. Let me tell you people about these key functions right now. The first one is a monetary authority, people. Yes, sir. It is very interesting one, people, that in India, RBI controls the entire monetary system. Yes, monetary policies are formed by RBI. CRR, SLR rates are decided by RBI. How much liquidity should be kept? How much statutory liquidity ratio will be there? That will be decided by RBI. Repo rate and reverse repo rate will also be decided by RBI only, sir. Say this. RBI formulates, implement, and monitor the monetary policy with an object of maintaining the price stability, that is, my dear chartered, inflation, and also ensuring adequate flow of credit to the productive sector. So they will also decide how much loan should be given to each and every sector also. So sector-wise specification will also made by my dear chartered RBI only. Understood? Yes, sir. Second one, people, regulation and supervision over the financial system. In India, my dear chartered, all commercial banks, all cooperative banks, all financial institutions, as well as my dear chartered, all NBFC are regulated by whom? Sir, RBI only. Agree? Yes, sir. The entire country's people financial system is regulated by RBI with an object of maintaining the public confidence in the system. Agree? Yes. People, third one is the issuer of currency. RBI issues the currency and those currencies which are found to be not fit for the use, okay, damaged and deteriorated currency. So that can be destroyed by also RBI only. Agree? Yes, sir. People, very soon you will find it out 2000 rupees currency moving out from the market. RBI will not announce this thing, people, at all. But yes, RBI will slowly and gradually start removing 2000 currency from the market. Survive. Because always remember, people, high denomination currency becomes always the reason for inflation. Yet, then my dear chartered will raise the question immediately in their mind that, sir, when the high currency transaction or high monetary value currency, if they are causing inflation, then why government of India has introduced 2000 rupees currency only, sir? Government of India should not issue the 2000 rupees currency only, na? Yes, sir. No, my dear charters. It will not be like that. On the day when the demonetization was declared, na people, on that day, 16 lakhs 80,000 crores was the currency, people, which was available was in 500 rupees and 1000 rupees note. If this much currency is get destroyed from the market, people, okay, completely damaged and deteriorated from the market, my dear chargers, then it was immediately required to take care of this thing. Understood? Yes, sir. Any doubt, any queries, any confusion? No, sir. And that's the same thing. Issue and exchange or destroy of currency and coins not fit for this circulation with an object of giving the public adequate quality of supply of good currency notes and coins. Understood, my dear chartered? Yes, sir. Please refer this very fast, very quick. Done all, my dear charters. Say yes or no. Other done. Everyone. Depositors interest means those people, those who had kept the money with the bank people in form of saving account, current account, so that depositors interest should be protected. Depositors should not face, my dear chartered, because of the mistakes of what? Sir, because of the mistakes of banks. Understood, my dear chartered? Agree? Yes. Okay. Now, people, we are going to start with an interesting concept. And this concept is, people definitely will tell you that why teaching IT subject is not easy. In this concept, people, we are going to learn about the now law. Here I am going to discuss about the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, people. And I request all my dear charters, okay, to please keep your eyes open, ears open, and learn this concept very fantastically. Agree? Yes, sir. Prevention of Money Laundering Act. In India, people, to prevent the money laundering, Government of India has formed the one regulation called as Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2000. Agree? Yes, sir. With this act, people, government is trying to figure it out the best solution so that people, we could be immediately acting and we could stop the money laundering activities in India. If anyone is doing money laundering, then what could be the punishment? How that could be run out, people? Everything we are going to now discuss. So I request my dear charters to keep pen and paper ready with you because there are some notes which you need to write it down. I'm giving you the 2 minutes time, people over here. That please take a 2 minutes, sit properly for the learning people. Second, get your book and everything ready with you, people. Keep a notebook ready because there are a good number of things which you are going to write now. Write it down. Okay. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Take your book and everything ready with you, people, immediately. And 2 minutes break. Those who are already having the pen paper with them. Okay. Yes. Sir. 2 minutes shall be break. So let us proceed, my dear charters. Okay. For learning the Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2000. First of all, remember, my dear charters, these points could not be repeated once again. So please listen to me very carefully. Under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, my dear chartered, we are having the chapters. Always remember the law is always divided first into chapters. In chapters, we are having sections. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, chapter 4, people, now, chapter 4 is talking about what? Sir, it talks about the obligation. It talks about what, my dear chartered? Obligation. Obligation to whom? Obligation to 3 most important persons. How many important persons, my dear chartered? Sir, 3. Number 1, banking companies. Yes, sir. The financial institutions of India. Yes, sir. And my dear chartered, intermediaries. Who is the third one, my dear chartered? Sir, intermediaries. These 3 people have to follow the rules and regulations. Now, who is the intermediary people? Intermediary means any one people who is in between to the user and company. Understood? Yes, sir. It includes broker also, depository participants also, share broking firm also. Many people are there, people who comes in between to this. So chapter number 4, people, is applicable to 3 peoples: banking companies, financial institutions, and intermediary. Are you cleared with this, my dear chartered? Say yes or no. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, explaining the provision, people, regarding section 12, section 13, section 63, and section 70. 4 sections we have to study. Okay. Yes, sir. So I request all my dear charters to keep your eyes open, ears open, learn very perfectly, my dear charters, about this thing. First one, we are discussing, people, section 12. Now, what is the section 12? It's all about. Section 12 says that reporting entities shall maintain the record. Okay. Yes, sir. So see these people. Section 12. Yes, sir. It talks about what? Sir, it talks about maintaining records. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes. Section 12, subsection 1. Every reporting entity shall reporting entity. Now, my dear chartered, very important concept comes over here. Sir, what do you mean by reporting entity? A reporting entity means all those activity, all those entities, sorry, they have to report. Understood? They have to report means they have to tell about the transactions. the one who is bound by the law to tell what has happened in their organization. Now, reporting entities are 3 here. How many reporting entities are there? Sir, 3. Number 1, sir, banking companies. Number 2, sir, financial institutions. And number 3, my dear charters, is intermediaries. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, section 12, subsection 1, every reporting entity shall. Agree? Yes. Clause A. Maintain the records of all transactions. Maintain records of all transactions, including transactions specified in clause B. Understood? Yes. Now, my dear charters, early morning only I got this degree of a PhD, okay, in handwriting. So I kindly request my dear charters to please, okay, continue with me also. You also can do PhD in writing. So first of all, my dear charters, see this, how to remember the law. Law is always to be remembered with section, subsection, clause and subclause. It's amazing journey, my dear charters. First one we are learning with section 12. Section 12 talks about what? Sir, it talks about maintenance of record. It talks about what, my dear chartered? Sir, maintenance of records. Now, section 12, subsection 1 says about what? That every entity shall maintain, every reporting entity shall maintain, okay, what they should maintain. So in clause A, they specified that they should maintain all the records of their transactions, including those transactions also which is specified by clause B. But sir, clause B is not yet written. I will write it down, don't worry. Agree? Yes, sir. Clause B says that people, clause B says that, see this. First one, you understood section 12? Yes, sir. Section 12 talks about what? Sir, reporting entity shall maintain. Every reporting entity shall. Clause A, maintain the records of all the transactions, including the information relating to transactions covered under clause B. Yes or no? Yes, sir. In such a manner, people, in such a manner, it enables you to reconstruct the individual transaction. Suppose there is a check deposit. So who deposited check, in which account it was deposited, when it was deposited, when it sent for the clearing, what was the answer of that, clearing got done or not, check got honored or dishonored, everything, people. Every record has to be maintained. Understood? Yes, sir. Including, people, the all transactions which is specified in clause B. Now, question comes in front of us, sir. What is there in the clause B? So let me tell to all my dear chartered accountant in a very simple way. Clause B means all transactions. Okay, all transactions. 1 minute. Records demanded by, records of transaction or records demanded by, simple. Records demanded by director. Okay. Yes. Now, who is a director? So let me tell you, people, because maximum student makes a mistake over here. You don't make a mistake, please. Director means, let's suppose, who is the highest position holder in RBI? Sir, highest position holder in RBI is governor. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Same way, my dear chartered, who is the highest position holder under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act? Then that is director. Understood, my dear chartered? Yes, sir. See this. So if the director, highest position, has asked ICICI Bank to furnish the some details, then ICICI Bank has to furnish the details. Yes or no? Yes, sir. Are yes or no? Yes, sir. So section 12, every report else, maintenance of record. Section 12, subsection 1, every reporting entity shall. Clause A, maintain the records of all the transactions, including the transactions specified in clause B also. Clause B, sir, all records which is demanded by the director. Yes or no? Yes. See this, people. I'll read B also so that it will get clear to you. Clause B, furnish to the director within such time as may be prescribed or information relating to such transaction, whether it is an attempted or executed. Now, what do you mean? What is the difference between people attempted and executed? Check deposited. but not cleared. Attempted transaction. Understood? Yes, sir. Check deposited, but honored also. Sir, executed. Agree. So it's not like that the bank should cancel the entry because check got dishonored. No. They have to maintain the record of all the transactions, whether it is the executed transaction or whether it is attempted transaction. Understood? Yes, sir. Okay. The nature or value as may be prescribed. If the director has asked you people or director requested you to furnish the some information, then as per section 12, subsection 1, clause B, you should bring that information into the notice of whom, my dear chartereds? Sir, director. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, the great thing happens with the great people very soon. Clause C and clause D omitted. It's not there. Relax. So section 12 talks about what? Sir, maintenance of record. Section 12 subsection 1 talks about what, my dear chartered? Sir, that every reporting entity shall maintain what? Sir, clause 1. Sorry, clause A. All transactions, sir, maintain the record of all the transactions, including the transactions specified in clause B. Clause B is what? Sir, to furnish the information or to provide the information or to provide the records which is demanded by the director, which includes both either attempted transaction also or executed transaction also. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. C and D, sir, omitted. Now going for E. Section 12, subsection 1, clause E. Clause E says very clear, people. You should maintain the records of client's identity. Client's identity. Sir, what is client's identity? Are KYC, know your customer, and details of nominees. Details of nominees, including all business correspondence. Understood? Yes, sir. So maintaining the record of client? Yes, sir. Further, nominees details also? Yes, sir. And if any correspondence is done by the bank people to the client, towards the client, then that record is also required to be stored. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. And that is called as what, people? Section 12, subsection 1, clause E provision. Agree till here? Yes, sir. Can you please repeat the entire section, my dear charters, with me? Yes, sir. Section 12, sir, maintenance of record. Section 12, subsection 1, sir, every reporting entity shall. Clause A, sir, maintain the records of all the transactions. Okay. Yes, sir. Including the transactions specified in clause B. Second one, my dear chartered, sir, maintain the records of all the transactions. Array, furnish the information to director, na? Clause B. Yes, sir. Okay. Then clause C and clause D. Sir, it is omitted now. Clause E. Sir, maintain the record of client's identity, his KYC details, nominees details also. And if we have done any correspondence with the client, sir, correspondence with the client, can you give the example? Yes, people. Suppose client has asked for the letter of credit and I gave the letter of credit to client. Then whatever the correspondence happened between me and client people, that is also required to be stored. That record is also required to be stored. Understood? Yes, sir. Now, section 12, subsection 2 says that all records collected. Just a minute, please. Section 12, subsection 2 says, people, all records collected shall be kept confidential. Shall kept confidential. It is not omitted means out of syllabus, my dear child. It is omitted from the books of law only. Understood? So section 12, section 2 says what? Sir, whatever the data we had collected from the client, sir, yes, that is required, my dear charters, to be stored, okay, to be kept confidential for, yes, yeah, no, yes, sir, should not be shared with third party, yes, sir, unless and until required to be shared by law. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Now, people, section 12, subsection 3. Listen to very carefully, please, people. Listen to me very carefully. Section 12, subsection 3. It says that all records collected under section 12, subsection 1, clause A. All records which you had collected, people, or which you had stored under section 12, subsection 1, clause A, shall maintain, okay, shall be maintained for a period of 5 years. For a period of 5 years from date of transaction. From date of transactions. Clear, people? Yes. So suppose, people, if today I deposited a check in a bank account, then it is compulsory requirement that the bank, listen to me, that it is compulsory that from today till next 5 years that bank has to keep the transaction as it is. Bank should maintain the record of all the transactions. Understood? Yes, sir. Further, people, talking about the fourth one. Now, fourth one is little bit complicated. Please listen to me. Okay, sir. All records collected under section 12, subsection 1, clause E. What was clause E? Sir, client's identity. Yes, my dear chartered accountant. Sir, nominee's identity. Yes, my dear chartered accountant. Sir, business correspondence details also. Yes, my dear chartered accountants. Okay? Yes. So all records collected under section 12, subsection 1, clause E. Okay? Shall be kept for a period of 5 years. 5 years after, very important one, after business relationship with client, business relationship with client, business relationship with client comes to end or account closed, whichever is later. Understood, my dear chartered? It says what? That KYC details of a client should be kept, people, as it is for a period of 5 years. But 5 years from where? 5 years from the business relationship between that bank and client comes to an end or the account closed, whichever is later. Now I will tell you something. Please concentrate only and only on the screen, my dear charters. Okay? Yes. Suppose, people, today on the 23rd of February 2021, Jigar Joshi declared as insolvent. Jigar Joshi declared as what, my dear chartered? Sir, insolvent. So tell me, people, if I am declared as insolvent, business relationship between me and bank will come to an end, yes or no? Yes, sir. So relation comes to an end? Yes, sir. But do you think so bank will appoint the nominee? Yes, sir. Arey, court will appoint the nominee, na? Yes, sir. He will use my bank balance to pay the dues of my creditors. Yes, sir. Suppose all this process, people, took the date 3rd of May 2021. So when my account closed, sir, your account closed on 3rd May 2021. So my dear chartered, from 3rd May 2021, for the next 5 years, they should maintain my records. Understood? Yes, sir. Fully clear? Agreed, sir. So clause, people, remember very clearly. Section 12, subsection 4 says what? Whatever data of client's identity you had collected under section 12, subsection 1, clause E, okay, shall be maintained for a period of 5 years after the business relationship between the reporting entity and client comes to an end or account closed, whichever is later. Understood, my dear student? Yes. Agree? Okay. Section 5 people. Subsection 5. Section 12, subsection 5. Subsection 5 says very nice thing. Sir, what very nice thing it says? Yes. It says that very clearly that central government can exempt can exempt any entity from provision of this chapter. Understood, my dear cadets? If central government wants by notification, they can exempt any reporting entity from maintaining all these records and keeping all these records. Agree? Had you prepared these notes, my dear cadet? Yes. Now see this. You definitely love people. C, sir omitted. D, sir omitted. Are you there with me, my dear cadets? Yes. Okay. Clause E. Maintain the records of documents evidencing the identity of clients and the clients, identity of clients, KYC. Yes, sir. Beneficial owner, sir, nominee. As well as the people, account files, and business correspondence relating to its client. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. So first one, people, in very simple way, maintain the records of all the transactions, including all those transactions which are specified in clause B. Clause B, furnish the information to the director as may be demanded of all transactions, whether executed or attempted. Clause C, sir, cancelled. Clause D, sir, cancelled. Clause E, sir, try to maintain the records of all the documents. Yes, you know? Yes, sir. Evidencing the client's identity, that is KYC. Nominee's details, that is beneficial owner, and business correspondence happen between the client and reporting entity. Understood? Yes, sir. Okay. Please respond. Yes, sir. Second, my dear children, that section 2. See this. Every information maintained, furnished, and or verified, or saved, or otherwise provided under any law for the time being in force shall be kept confidential. Means whatever the data of client you have, or whatever the transaction you have, that should be always kept what, my dear chartered? Sir, confidential. That should be always kept what, my dear chartered? Sir, confidential. Understood, my dear chartered? Say yes or no? Yes, sir. Further, my dear charters, moving to the next one. The record referred in the clause A of subsection 1 of section 12. In short, they are talking about section 12, subsection 1, clause A. Understood? Yes, sir. So, the record referred in clause A shall be maintained for a period of 5 years from the date of transaction between the client and reporting entity. Understood? Yes, sir. Further, my dear student, subsection 4. Sir, the records referring clause E. That means that they are talking about section 12, clause 1, subsection 1, clause E. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Okay. Shall we maintain for a period of 5 years? Very important word. After the business relationship between the client and the reporting entity comes to an end, or account has been closed, sir. Whatever or whichever is later. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. 100%. Okay. Further, people, section 12, subsection 5. Central government may by notification can exempt any reporting entity or a class of reporting entities from the obligation of this chapter. That if those people are not following this rules and regulations, then also it will be okay. Am I very clear to all my dear charters? I request all my charters to refer section 2, section 3, section 4 and section 5, main subsections of section 12 immediately, please. Power is provided people to central government only, not to the RBI, because RBI has its limited functionality. Business correspondence means people, whatever the letter we had written to our reporting entity. Array, reporting entity has written a letter to client. Say for example, if you ask for a bank loan, okay, or overdraft facility, then bank has given an email to you. Then that email is required to be people kept as it is for a period of 5 years. Till here, everything is clear, my dear charters. Everyone, had you written these notes, my dear chartered? If anyone wants to take a screenshot, they can please take a screenshot. Entire section is available in the one single screen. My dear chartered, please tell me if anyone is still writing. Should we proceed? Now the very interesting concept comes, people. Interesting concept is that okay, now we are going to discuss the next section, that is section 13. But before going to section 13, people, I want to give you a one quick revision of section 12. Section 12 talks about what? Sir, maintenance of record. Subsection 1 talks about, sir, every reporting entity shall. Clause A, sir, maintain the record of all the transaction, including the transaction specified in clause B, so as to furnish the individual transaction. Okay. Subsection 2, people. Sir, section 13, section 12, subsection 1, clause B, sir. Yes. Furnish to the director, sir, all the information which may be demanded by director, those transactions which may be attempted in nature or may be executed in nature. Understood? Yes, sir. Clause C and clause D, sir, they are the omit, sir. They are not the part of law only. Yes, yeah, no, my dear charters. Yes, sir. Moving further, people, to the next one is which one? Sir, section 12, subsection 1, clause E. Clause E says that, sir, maintain the record of client's identity, nominee's identity and records also, and all the business correspondence happens between the reporting entity and client. Okay, sir. Section 12, subsection 2. Sir, whatever information is collected over here shall be always kept confidential and should not be shared with a third party. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. Section 12, people, subsection 3. Sir, whatever the data is collected under section 12, subsection 1, clause A shall be maintained for a period of 5 years from the date of transaction. Yes, yeah, no, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Section 12, subsection people 4. It talks about what? Sir, whatever data is collected in section 12, subsection 1, clause E shall be maintained for a period of 5 years. After the business relationship between client and reporting entity comes to an end or account closed, whichever is later. Understood? Yes, sir. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Further, section 12, subsection 5. Section 12, subsection 5 indicates what, my dear chartered? Sir, a very simple thing that reporting entity, array, listen to me, people. Yes, if central government is having the power, sir, that by using that notification, central government can exempt any companies or any reporting entities from the obligation of these chapters. Yes or no, my dear chapters? Yes, sir. Are you clear till here? 100%, sir. Now moving, my dear chapters, to the next concept. Are you there with me? Yes, sir. Okay. Section 13, people. Section 13 talks about the power of directors to impose penalty. See this. Section 13, sir. What is that? Sir, power of directors to impose fine. Understood? Yes, sir. Any doubt, any queries, any confusion, my dear chartereds? Audible to everyone perfectly, my dear chartereds? Okay. Moving further, people. Section 13 talks about what? Sir, power of a director to impose the fine. See this. Subsection 1. Okay. Yes. That is the power of the director. 1 minute. Director on its own motion. Own motion means, sir, within its own power. Yes, sir, within its own power, or the request received from any authority may call inquiry against specific reporting entity. Yes, my dear student. Till here, everything is clear? Yes, sir. So, section 13, subsection 1, people, gives the power. Suppose if I am a director under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, then by my own power, I can ask any company, if I find that they are doing some suspicious transaction of money laundering, then I can call inquiring on that organization. Understood? Yes. Or there could be another possibility also, my dear charter. Sir, what could be the another possibility? What could be the another possibility? Yes. What could be another possibility is that people, like suppose I am the director under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Yes. Suppose ED was doing some search and see. In that time, people, ED comes to know that in ICICI Bank, suppose in ICICI Bank, some money laundering activities took place. Then ED informs me, so some authority when informs me, people, in that connection also, I can call inquiry against that reporting entity. Understood, my dear student? Yes, sir. Say this. The director may, either on his own motion or on an application made by any authority, officer, person, make such inquiry or cause such inquiries to be made as he thinks fit to be necessary, people, with regards to obligation of the reporting entity under this chapter. So section 13, subsection 1, my dear chartered, gives power to, sir, power to director. For what, my dear chartered? To call for inquiry. Understood, my dear chartered? 100%? Yes, sir. Second, people, section 13, subsection 1A. Now, what is 1A? When the people inquiry was conducted, there were many transactions which were very complex in nature. Okay, very complex. So at the time, people, if the director thinks that, the boss books of accounts are required to be getting audited, then director can issue the order to that reporting entity to get their books of accounts audited with the CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. That is the auditor which is appointed by central government. Understood, my dear chartered? Yes, sir. See this. Section 13, subsection 2. Okay. Under inquiry, if director is of opinion that such organization should get their accounts audited under inquiry if director is of opinion that such organization should get their accounts audited, then such organization should conduct audit with CAG. Understood? 1 minute, 1 minute. Then such audit shall be conducted by CAG. CAG refers to people, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Done, my dear chartered? Understood? See this chartered. If at any stage of inquiry or of any other proceeding before him, the director having regards to the nature and complexity of case, because the books of accounts are too complicated for even director to understand here. Okay, is of the opinion that it is necessary to do so, he may direct the concerned reporting entity to get its records, as may be specified, audited by an accounts from amongst a panel of accountants maintained by central government for this purpose. So you need to get your books of accounts audited from those auditor, my dear chartered, which are appointed by central government for this purpose. In short, CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. This is specified, sorry, under section 1A, subsection 1A. It was my mistake. I'm so sorry, people. Then 1B, people. It says that all expenses related to audit, expenses related to audit will be bear by CG, central government. Now, question comes, sir, why central government should bear its expenses? Reason is very simple, my dear chartered. Sir, what is the reason? Reason is that who wants the books of accounts to be get it re-audited? Sir, obviously, director. Director is government employee only. Yes, sir. And if director is not understanding the books of accounts of that reporting entity, that reporting entity already has done the audit from the different auditors. So if you are not understanding and if you are asking me to get my books of accounts re-audited, you bear the expenses. In that scenario, people, central government is responsible to bear the expenses whenever the audit is directed by director under section 13, subsection 1A. Understood, my dear chartered? 100%? Yes? Okay. See this. The expenses of and incidental to any audit which is conducted under section 1A shall be borne by the central government. Understood? Yes, sir. Please refer these 3 sections very fast, my dear chartered. Done, people? Started, done? Okay. Now, people, it's a very interesting thing. Okay. Please concentrate. Section 2. Section 13, subsection 2. If director is of opinion that if director is of opinion that reporting entity to these people, if the director is of the opinion that the reporting entity is not following the rules and regulations or provisions provided under this chapter, understood? Yes, sir. So director is of the opinion that reporting entity not following rules, provisions under this chapter, then director can, what director can do? Then director can, clause A, issue notice in writing, or you can say that the written notice, yes, issue written notice to entity, yes sir, agree, yes, can direct to comply with specific instruction if the bank is not maintaining the record, suppose, okay, and the director comes to know that, then director will tell them, I want within 6 months you to prepare the reports and to send it to me. So once it is specific instruction is given people, then director has issued this order, yes or no? Yes, sir. Reporting entity has to report within 6 months. Understood? Yes, sir. Third case, can direct can direct to submit report on such interval as may be required. Example, people, Subrata Roy case. You know very well. Yes, sir. Sahara Finance. Yes, sir. Now, Subrata Roy has taken the money of investors. Yes. Suppose that will not come over here only, but I'm just giving you the example. Like, suppose it is made compulsory that within the 6 months, okay, you just sell off all your property, and I want each and every month to tell me how much property you sold and how much money you had deposited once again back to the Indian economy. Now, I want report of this. This kind of directions can also be issued by director under the provision of Prevention of Money Laundering Act of 2000. Understood, my dear student? Yes, sir. So that is can direct people to submit the such interval as may be required. Can direct to submit report. Submit report, my dear students. Yes. Submit report. Okay, sir. D1. Okay. Before that, people, let's see A, B, and C. See this. If the director is in the course of any inquiry, when the inquiry was conducted, find that the reporting entity or its designated director on the board or its employee has failed to comply with the obligation under this chapter. Okay. They are not following the rules and regulations. They are not obeying the rules and regulations. Yes. Then without prejudice, without being partial, yes, sir, or any other action that may be taken under any other provision of this act, he may, what he can do, sir, issue a warning in writing. I said issue the notice in writing. Yes, sir. Can direct the reporting entity or its designated director on the board or its any of employee to comply with specific instruction. That entity has to follow specific instruction. Yes, sir. Can direct the such reporting entity or its designated director on the board or its employee people to send the report at such interval as may be prescribed. Understood? Yes, sir. And fourth one, my dear chartered, it comes to monetary penalty. Yes. By an order, people impose the monetary penalty on such reporting entity or its designated director on the board or its employee. If it is a company, then there will be a designated director who was directed or who was given with the in charge of this department. Then, and if it is not a company, then employee who was responsible to conduct all these activities. Yes, sir. Which shall not be less than, my dear chartered, 10,000 rupees, but which may extend to 1 lakh rupees for each failure. The very important word is each failure. Number of times you failed, number of times that thing will be recorded. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Any doubt, any queries, any confusion? No, sir. Say this. Monetary penalty. Not less than rupees 10,000 may extend to rupees 1 lakh for each failure. It is not subsection D, my dear student. It is clause D. Section 13, subsection 2, clause D. Monetary penalty not less than rupees 10,000 and which may extend to 1 lakh rupees for each failure. Clause D. Understood? Yes, sir. Director means the person, people who is in the entire Prevention of Money Laundering Act system, Prevention of Money Laundering Act department, okay, appointed by central government. Further, moving to the next one, people. Okay, yes. Now listen, this is very important, people. Where the student may make a mistake, they are not writing the one single word, and the whole section, I mean, it is a subsection, gets to the disaster level. See this. The director shall forward a copy of order. Suppose the director has given you penalty. Yes, sir. Warning notice. Yes, sir. Specific instruction to be followed. Yes, sir. Or to report on such interval. Yes, sir. In short, sir, simple. Section 13, subsection 2. Yes. If anything, people, is issued to you under section 13, subsection 2, then under section 13, subsection 3, that is required to be informed to all those entities, those who are a party to the proceeding. Those who are what, my dear chartered? Party to the proceeding. Let me explain you. Suppose people, right now, maybe director is working on the some inquiry. Yes, sir. Director comes to know that ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank are involved in money laundering. Agree? Yes. And some provisions ICICI Bank has not followed. Okay, sir. Then monetary penalty, suppose, has been charged to ICICI Bank. Yes, sir. Then copy of that order, people. Copy of that order will also send. To whom, people? Sir, will also send to the person, HDFC Bank also. Understood? Yes, sir. See this. The director shall forward a copy of the order passed under subsection 2 to every banking company, every financial institution, or every intermediary, or every person who is, this one is very important, who is party to the proceeding under that subsection. Understood? Against whom or against all those people between whom this case law is going on, people, all will be informed that what director has taken the order against one particular organization. Understood? Yes, sir. In future, suppose the action is taken against HDFC Bank, my dear chartered, then same thing will be informed to ICICI Bank also. Huh? Yes, sir. Understood here? Yes. Now, subsection 3. Order passed by director under section 13 subsection 2. Copy of that order must be provided to every reporting entity or person who is party to proceedings. Who is party to proceedings. Understood, my dear targets? Section 13 people, power of directors. Number 1, director on his own power, first of all, can required or can people ask, okay, or when the request is received from any authority, can cause for inquiry to be conducted against any reporting entity. Clear? Yes, sir. Second, my dear chartered, if, okay, if the director is on the opinion that because looking towards the nature and complexity of these books, here it's compulsory that books of accounts are required to be getting audited, then he can order the entity to get their books of accounts audited from the CAG, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. Yes, sir. 1B people, all the expenses which is related to audit will be borne and bear by central government. Further people, if the director is of the opinion, okay, yes, is of the opinion that reporting entity are not following people the guidelines, rules and regulations under this section, then first one, he can issue the warning notice. He can ask you to fulfill the specific or specific instruction. He can also ask you people to report on such interval as may be prescribed, and suppose if required, then he can charge you monetary penalty also, people, which shall not be less than rupees 10,000, which may extend up to rupees 1 lakh. Agree? Yes, sir. And if any order is issued to any party, then other people must be informed about the same. Am I very clear to all my dear chartered? Say yes or no. Next one, people. Referring now to the next section, section 63. Okay? Yes, sir. See this. Section 63, people, punishment for false information or failure to give the information. When you give the wrong information or when you fail to provide the proper information, people, in that scenario, in that case, people, obviously, I am not getting the information. That is a fact, yes or no? Yes, sir. So now, my dear child, these two sections, I will give you the notes. Please understand this thing. Section 63 says what? Suppose if I had summoned somebody or if I had asked someone to tell me the truth about what? Money laundering, and that person denies to tell me the truth. Agree? Yes, sir. Suppose people, someone in police custody had accepted this thing, that he had done the money laundering, he was involved into money laundering, he has done this crime, that crime. Now, police department requires what? That statement should be done, and that statement should be signed by that guy who was telling the truth. Yes or no? Yes, sir. And that guy, people, denies to sign that statement. Means again, he is not giving us a proper answer. Do you agree with me, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Third one, very interesting one. Suppose, my dear chartered, if summon is issued to somebody, Summon means what? Sir, court order or the director's order. Summon. Okay. Yes. If the summon is issued to somebody, people, under section 50, okay, and that person was asked to be present at one particular place, generally the office of this Prevention of Money Laundering Act department only, okay, with the proper books and every record. And he omitted, he does not come, people, okay, to that place only on the time specified, on the date specified. Then he will be punished with a monetary penalty, people, which shall not be less than rupees 500 and which may extend up to 10,000 rupees. Understood this thing? Yes, sir. So I had explained to people section 63, subsection 2. Okay, yes. Section 63, subsection 2. But first, let me explain you section 63, subsection 1 also. Section 63, subsection 1 says very clearly, when any person willfully, intentionally giving the wrong information, causing the arrest and search a lot of people, on conviction means when he got arrested, he accepted the truth, okay, yes, I had given the wrong information to department. That on such conviction, people, he will be put behind the bars, he could be jailed, okay, up to 2 years. We can also charge the monetary penalty to him, people, up to rupees 50,000. And in severe cases, people, judge can order both also. Understood, my dear charters? Yes. The first one is what? Sir, when any person willfully or maliciously, intentionally, wrongly gives false information, so causing an arrest and search to be made under this act, shall on conviction means, sir, on acceptance, okay, be liable to be imprisoned, people, for a term which may extend up to 2 years, yes, sir, or with a fine, people, which may extend to 50,000 rupees or both. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Number 2, what I said, people, if any person, okay, clause A, legally bound to tell the truth or any matter which is relating to offense under section 3. Now, section 3 is the definition of what? Money laundering. Yesterday only we had studied. Yes, sir. Money laundering defined under section 3. In simple words, ML, money laundering. Okay. Yes. Refuse to people answer any question put by him by the authority in exercise of its power. So if the reporting entity is there or any officer of the reporting entity is there to whom you had asked the some question and that officer of the reporting entity denies you to give any answer to your question which is related to section 3, which is related to money laundering. Understood? Yes, sir. Second, if any person refuses to sign any statement made by him in the court of any proceeding under this act, which authority may legally require to sign. Authority requires that you should give me a signed paper, but that person denies for the same. Okay. And third one, my dear children, to whom the summon has been issued. Summon means what? Notice. Okay. Yes. Under section 50, either to attend to give evidence or to produce the books of accounts or other document at a certain place and time, omits, doesn't come only, omits to attend or to produce the books of accounts or document at a place or at a time, he shall be paid by way of penalty a sum which shall not be less than rupees 500, but which may extend to 10,000 rupees, people, for each such default or failure. Understood? Yes, sir. Agreed? 100%, sir. But listen to me, people. Section 63, subsection 3. Section 63, subsection 3. It's interesting one. It says that if suppose if the summon was issued to a guy, yes, sir. He was asked to be present, yes, sir. Particular date, time, and place was given, yes. He denies to come, yes. Now we can charge monetary penalty to him, yes. How much? Shall not be less than 500 rupees and which may extend to 10,000 rupees. Yes, yeah, no? Yes. But section 63, subsection 3 says that you cannot charge the penalty to that guy unless and until you give him proper opportunity of being heard. Means you should listen why he was not there. Serious. No order under this section shall be passed by an authority referred in subsection 2 unless the person to whom the penalty is proposed to be imposed is of being heard in the matter by the authority. So we will ask why you were not there. He will say that I was having chest pain, I was having heart attack, I was hospitalized, accident took place, or someone was not well, I was having hearing in some another court. So whatever his reason will give, if reason is justifiable, we will not charge the penalty. But suppose section 63 subsection 4, it says that notwithstanding anything contained in clause C of subsection 2, section 63, subsection 2, clause C. Sir, someone has been issued to ask him to produce the books. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. A person who intentionally disobey. See the guts of this guy. He intentionally disobey. He says that no, I won't come. Get lost. Oh, super. Then I will people immediately pass the order under section people 174 of IPC to arrest that guy. Understood? Yes, sir. To arrest that person. So section 63, subsection 3 says that if you are please have the right to be heard. Yes, sir. And section 63, subsection 4 says that suppose if you come to know that that person has intentionally disobeyed the order because or someone which was issued under section 50 people, then according to IPC code, we can proceed to arrest that guy under section 174 of IPC. Understood, my dear student? Yes, sir. Okay. I request my dear children to please take a screenshot of this people. Just to save the time right now, okay? This is my dear. Failure to give the info, I'll just people underline those things for you. Failure to give info or give wrong information. If any person gives wrong information, causing the search and arrest on conviction, on acceptance that he had given the wrong info, he will be jailed up to 2 years or monetary fine up to 50,000 or both. Agree, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Covered 100%, sir. Subsection 2, my dear charter. If any person bound by the law to tell the truth regarding the money laundering denies to give the information. Okay, sir. Subsection 2, clause B. Refuse to sign, sir. Yes, any statement of truth required for proceeding purpose, then again punishment. Section 2, subsection C. Sir, if notice is issued under section 50 to present at a particular place on time with the books and records and person not followed, okay, the order. In such case, sir, monetary penalty not less than 500 rupees, but which may extend to 10,000 for the each failure should be charged. Agree, my dear adults? Yes, sir. If any person, okay, if the order is passed under section 63, subsection 2, okay, a proper right to heard, a proper right to heard must be given before the penalty charged. Section 63, subsection 4. If person intentionally disobeys the order people issued under section 150, intentionally disobeys, okay, provided under section 63, subsection 2, clause C, he will liable and proceeded under section 174 of IPC, that is arrest. Understood? Yes, sir. I am giving people this much part, so please take a screenshot of this much. Done. Second one, people. Second screenshot. Done, my dear charters? Yes. Okay. People, last two sections are left. We'll finish these two sections. Okay. Please cooperate. I need your 10 minutes extra. That's it. I'll give you the break accordingly. 10 minutes extra. Don't worry. Okay. Yes. I will not eat your break. 100%, sir. Okay. Now, section 70, people. It's all about the offenses by companies. Okay. Yes, sir. Where a person, suppose people, we know that company is what? Sir, artificial person only. Yes, yeah, no? Yes, sir. See this. Where the person committing a contravention, any of the provision of this act, or any rules, direction, or order made thereunder is a company. So if the prevention of money laundering provision people has been not followed by whom, my dear charters, sir, company, then every person who at the time of contravention was committed, was in charge of or was responsible to company people for the conduct of business. Yes, sir. As well as that company, both with company also and the person who was in charge or the person who was responsible for conducting business activity, generally MD. Yes, sir. Shall be deemed to be guilty of contravention and shall be liable to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. Understood? Yes, sir. If the offence is committed by a company, then company and every officer of the company who is in charge or who is liable when the such contravention took place will be punished. Understood? Yes, sir. But suppose, dear chartered, if you prove this thing, because I am the employee of the company, I was in charge at that time, but I had taken all sufficient care so that money laundering should not take place. Or if this money laundering took place, it is not in my notice only. I had taken all due diligence steps so that I can prevent money laundering. If you proved this, people, then you will not be punished. Say this. Provided that nothing contained in this subsection shall render any person liable to punish if he proves that the such contravention took place without his knowledge or that he has exercised all due diligence. Due diligence means all necessary requirement he has taken care. Yes, sir. To prevent the such contravention, so that the such risk could be prevented. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Further, Further, suppose, my dear chartered, if the contravention took place and that is in the knowledge of director, manager, secretary, or employee, that is known by the director, manager, secretary, or employee, then such manager, director, employee, and secretary will also held responsible. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Second one, series. Notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1, where a contravention of any of this provision people took place or any rules, direction, or order made thereunder has been committed by a company. Okay. Yes, sir. Crime is committed by a company. And it is proved that the such contravention has taken place with the consent, permission, or connivance, knowledge of. Connivance means knowledge of. Yes, sir. Or it is attributable to the negligent part of director. It is because director had neglected that area. Yes, sir. Manager, secretary, or other officer of any company, then such director, such manager, such secretary, and such other officer shall be deemed to be guilty of the contravention and shall be liable and to be proceeded against and punished accordingly. They will be punished for this. Understood, my dear charters? Yes, sir. Agree? Okay. One more time, people. Just you need to do one thing small. See this. Refer with my little bit good at writing. Yes, sir. Okay. Yes. See this. Section 70, offenses by companies. If the offenses is committed by a company, then company and every officer of a company who is in charge of or responsible to manage the activity when the crime committed shall be responsible and punished accordingly. Simple? Yes, sir. But if he proves that the such contravention took place without his knowledge or he has taken all steps To prevent such issues, in such case, only company has to pay the penalty and not that person. Take a screenshot, please. The people, yes, sir. Second, if it is proved that the offense is committed in company with the knowledge of director, secretary, employee, or officer, in such case, company, director, officer, secretary will be held responsible and punished accordingly. Take a screenshot number 2. Then people, second, are yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay. So, my dear charters, here I can say that we comes to an end of this chapter. Chapter is successfully over here. But I have given you some homework today because of the network glitch. People, I was unable to do that writing practice for you. I'm so sorry for it. But yes, I had given the writing notes at least to you. You just need to copy this notes on a piece of paper properly because this will be help you as a LMR, last minute revision, people. Okay, that this notes which I have written, people, you should not write the same thing in your exam. In exam, you have to write it down this kind of answers only. Okay, they will ask you any one single section, either section 12, either section 13, 63 or 70. But whenever they ask you, people, you should be capable enough to understand that section easily. Thereby, I had given that small notes to you. Understood, my dear charters? Agreed? Everyone? I say yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay. So, people, we are taking a break over here. And I am requesting you to all join the meeting again, people. Not to worry about it. Okay. Because we are starting with chapter number 1. A very, very interesting chapter which we are starting after this, people. A very important chapter carrying the highest marks in exam also. So, till that time, thank you. Bye bye. Take care, people.